I am being sued. I recently did a review on some balloons, and during my review, one of the balloons popped. And I was very unhappy about the balloon, and I might have even sworn at the balloon. Anyway, I have been now served a notice of somebody now suing me for defamation because I was nasty to the balloon and said that I was surprised it popped. This is how absurd things have recently become in the world of YouTubers, reviews, and bullies. I am Andrew St Pierre White, explorer, overlander and broadcaster with over 40 years driving 4x4s in association with the Overland Workshop. Stefan from All Off-Road Adventure TV is being sued by a battery company because they didn't like and didn't obviously agree with the review he did on some of their batteries. This has become a huge story. Stefan contacted me and I was, I admit, a little bit reluctant to report on this. This has not been the way this has been handled by other YouTubers. Many of them have really rallied behind Stefan, and I applaud this. Basically, they don't like the review and they're taking him to court for defamation. Now, what does defamation mean? Defamation is short for defamation of character. That's like you can't defame an item. You can only defame a person or group of people. But he didn't defame anybody. He criticized a product. Now, I've looked at his tests and I thought reasonable, not unreasonable. You have a reasonable, he doesn't claim to be an expert. He has a reasonable amount of knowledge and experience in the field. He tested the batteries according to what they claim on their website and their product details. They're saying these batteries would be good for X. He did X with them and recorded the results, and they were not particularly good. But I don't think that's important. Even if he had been a hack, which I admit, again, he's not a hack, even if he would and just said, I hate these things, they're rubbish, that's not defamation of character, because no character is being defamed. Our product is being criticized, and it's very clear in his video. Or I should say, foolish of me, foolish. I'm going to stop my video right there. In my opinion. So he's been sued for his opinion, in my opinion. You can't be sued for, this is Australia. Free speech is reasonably alive and well here, in my opinion. So what he did was a review. He mentioned that it was in his opinion. He didn't claim anything that he wasn't, and came out with a result. And now the company, who is at first, let me, in my opinion, guess that video on those batteries would have reached, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. The channel was not big at the time, about a month ago. And now, because of, and this is unbelievable, because of Stefan and his appeal to other YouTubers, John Cadogan has done 2 videos on it, and Louis Rossman, a US YouTuber with 2+ million subscribers, has also done 2 videos on the subject. And there have been a myriad of other YouTubers promoting Stefan's GoFundMe page because he needs to now defend the action. And at this moment, he's collected over $77,000. My hat comes off to you, Stefan. Respect. I would never have thought that is possible. But what it shows is the anger of not YouTubers. These are viewers that rely on honest YouTubers reviewing products honestly in their opinion, and this is, by the way, this is all just my opinion. Honest YouTubers using the products and experimenting with them and testing them and then reviewing them. Reviews of products are as old as products themselves, and reviews appear in all media you can imagine. The YouTube revolution, of course, has meant that anybody can have an opinion, social media, in my opinion, and can now reach a large number of people. That's the result of social media. And to me, this is very, very good, because product manufacturers are now called to account, because even the ordinary, in inverted commas, user can share their opinions about a product to a wide audience. What is the result, or the results of that? The results are that products get better, and the bad products are taken off the shelf and they're replaced with better products. Everybody wins. No, not everybody wins. Those products that turn out to be inferior when compared to others in the market, which may or may not be the case with DCS, I have absolutely no idea. I've never used their batteries, and I don't comment on their batteries. But the perception is that they might not be up to scratch, and as a result, well, the better products rise to the top and the poor products sink to the bottom. That's not the fault of somebody pointing this out. That's called market forces. But if bullies, in my opinion, which DCS, in my opinion, appear to be, in my opinion, by going after Stefan, if they are allowed to succeed, in my opinion, then what happens to free press, and what happens to this valuable asset that every YouTube watcher enjoys? Independent, honest reviews from real people using the real product in the real world, only my opinion. I was, as I said, a little reluctant early on to get involved. My reasons were simply that Stefan, who had been given those batteries by DCS, donated in return for the view, no conditions applied, were not happy with the review, but not that, in that they are, in my opinion, considering what they're trying to do, they're trying to bully him. So they will happily sue anybody, which means they've got resources and financial resources, because suing anybody is very, very expensive, and defending such a thing is also very, very expensive. That's why Stefan started his GoFundMe campaign. My reluctance was that if anybody starts commenting on this, in my opinion, they would be putting themselves in a similar position, if not worse position than Stefan, because they will be not talking about batteries, they'll be talking about the company. Now, in Australia, a company with less than 10 employees can be defamed, i.e. can be sued for defamation of character. A large organisation with more than that employees can't be. Under 10 can be. And this apparently, in my opinion, from what I have seen and what I've been told, is what they're trying to do. They're saying, you're defaming our company. Stefan didn't defame anybody. He defamed the balloon. It's a piece of equipment. It's made out of lithium ion and it's got a plastic box and it's got electrical connectors on it and it's designed to do a particular thing, and he didn't feel, in his opinion, that it lived up to the claims of the product manufacturer. What's wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing, nothing, nothing. But now YouTubers, all of them coming on board and actually saying, I mean, you must watch Louis, what's his name again? Rossmann. I hadn't heard of him until this case. He goes after that company, in my opinion, so much so that the original video and test that Stefan did has now been put back on. Well done for doing that, Stefan. Has now got so many more views than it would ever have had. People including myself, who had never heard of DCS, now understand and know of DCS, and not in a good way, okay, and are now, in my opinion, subject to the accusation that perhaps we are, in my opinion, now defaming the company DCS, not one of their products. So as a YouTuber now, I'm thinking to myself, what are my next review? Do I have to be careful? Do I have to worry that the company that owns the product is going to sue me? The answer is no. Nothing has changed. I have been, I can count them on one hand, the number of people, companies that have contacted me and said, we take offence at what you have said. And it has always been a discussion. What didn't you like about it? What didn't you agree about it? Did I get something wrong, technically? Do you think my review was unfair? Why do you think it was unfair? Not because it was negative. What about it do you think I was unfair about? I have taken one of my videos down as a result of that. And they contacted me and we had a long discussion, and I thought, you know something? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And I took the video down. And that was the end of it. And if DCS had contacted Stefan and said, Stefan, we're a little concerned about your attitude to the batteries. Did you do this? Did you test them this way? Let's share and grow. The results would have been completely different. And I think it's obvious to everybody. Stefan took down the video because he wanted to make peace. It's in the nature of ordinary people to make peace. In my opinion, Stefan did not take the video down because he disagreed with its findings and should not be construed in any manner at all as an admission of guilt. Let me wrap this up. YouTubers, our biggest asset is our community, is our media reach. We are media companies. Anybody attacking a media company for something that they wrote, they have to deal with and accept that that media company is going to share with their audience what's happening. It's a fact of life. Of course, Stefan would share it with his community. I would too. But I won't do it personally unless it comes to a conflict, as it's done with Stefan and DCS. Had there been a discussion, it might never have seen the light of day. But of course, Stefan, like any YouTuber in this situation, is going to be using his asset to best advantage, and which he has done. Anybody attacking any YouTuber for a product review that they don't agree with, it is obviously very dangerous territory. I would very strongly suggest that you talk and discuss it with the YouTuber involved. Don't coerce. The moment you coerce, you've now turned the tables against you. So to wrap this up, DCS's action is to claim losses as a result of the review. Will they now claim losses as a result of their actions in threatening legal action against Stefan? Now I have a question. What part of this potentially caused the most damage to DCS? Was it the initial review done by quite a small YouTube channel? Now, as a result of the threat, his channel has grown immeasurably, and probably over 1 million people, if not more, will watch this story and understand the values of the companies involved, both Stefan and DCS. You answer that question. I don't think I need to. Well, after calling the balloon company, they weren't interested in discussing anything, so I told them to go and suck eggs. It wasn't just me. that didn't like their balloons, it turns out that a lot of other people also using their balloons really don't think that they're performing as well as they should.